told you all a story about the land that we live in. It's up to us to make a difference, start educating our children. Time to take a deeper look into these history books. We've been brainwashed from the system of politicians and crooks. How can you see the bigger picture? Got you walking around blind. Just take a look and you go find. They're trying to program your mind, and everything you ever learned about our country is lie. They're trying to take away our rights and all our values of life. 1775, the revolution's alive, and it's like boom, deja vu. It's 2009, and it's the same kind of crime. Nothing changed but the time. Our founding fathers were from other countries. Open your eye, watch them divide and conquer us for hundreds of years. Separated us from our peers, manipulated with fear, robbed us all of our identity, so we don't know the truth, and tried to cover any clues of our indigenous roots. Trying to educate ourselves, try to unite so we rise. A modern day apocalyptic, steady kill our own kind. It's called genocide, homie, another sign of the time. Killed and slaughtered off our tribe, stripped our families of pride, enslaved us and never gave us any kind of respect. Stole our land and spread famine, brought us nothing but death. English isn't our true language, yes, and neither is Spanish. Made an ancient civilization vanish, clear off the planet, they call us savage. We were far more deeper than that. Intelligent and talented, we knew the stars like a map. We're with the universe and God, Mexican Mayan descent. Oh man, Nicandraca, the true indigenous men. The Maya, the pyramids that let them travel through time. 1221, 2012, it's the end of the rhyme. True masters of the mind, actually one with the earth. Now we're forever disconnected, our inner powers don't work, but they gon' keep on telling you this is the home of the brave. You better check your fucking books, it's the home of the slave, land of the free. But the shit's more like the land of disease, land of rape, mass murder, discrimination and greed, economic corruption plus strategic inflation, system of federal banks, a nation for the Freemasons.
The Omnibus Counterterrorism Act, which followed, gave the President the power to arrest, imprison, and/or deport any political opposition without trial, without habeas corpus, and without explanation of any kind. It in fact gave him the power to name any group a terrorist group, thus setting the stage for the arrest, detention, imprisonment without benefit of habeas corpus, without benefit of any kind of trial, with a possible result of deportation to a foreign country, and without explanation to anybody, by anybody. And I'm here to tell you, if these acts of terror do not succeed, there will be more bombings. There will be chemical or biological attacks. They will escalate in the destruction, maiming, and killing of men, women, and especially children. As a last resort, if all else fails, the Illuminati are prepared, and I'm going to tell you this again so that you understand it, as a last resort, if all else fails, believing completely that the ends justify the means, the Illuminati are prepared to detonate an atomic weapon in a large American city such as New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles.
Where the fuck you think you're going? You don't know where you're from. Sacrificial to the sun, hearts full of Aztlan blood. New age weapons of destruction, spreading terror and mayhem. Television, they'll brainwash, nobody can save them. They created this a nation of controversial enslavement, outdated, miseducated. They wanna see us go crazy. No job application, economic inflation, psychological warfare, sanitarium station, confidential conversations, taking down information, funerals and court cases, seeing death in its trace. Whole world's a graveyard, ghost town at its end. Historical battlegrounds like the Day of the Dead. Military militia straight from the heart of Aztlan, round and proud like Cervantes, Lopez, and Beltran. The Sabata Chavez had to fight to survive, but they don't wanna see us rise. They're trying to poison our minds. They nearly killed off 99.9% of our kind. Pure American hypocrisy, guilty of all our own crime. Just like once upon a time, I fell into the trap, but I came back with the tack and a big ass strap, and that's the last fucking time you taxing me for a sack. Next time you hear the drums of war, you're about to strike back. Watch me attack.
A war may be promulgated in the Middle East in order to provide the excuse needed to explain terrorist attacks upon the United States of America to the American sheeple in order that they will accept personal disarmament in the interest of peace and security. The Second Amendment is not concerned, as some absurdly would suggest, with hunting and sporting rights, albeit these rights exist, along with the right to defend our lives and property. The fundamental intent of the Second Amendment is to arm the citizenry to defend itself against, quote, every government on earth, end quote, foreign or domestic, which would make itself an enemy of the people by violating their constitutionally protected rights. But the the government is the servant of an armed citizenry. That's why the government hates an armed citizenry, because the government doesn't want to be the servant. They want to be the master, and they want us to be the slaves. The government is the servant of an armed citizenry. It is the tyrant over an unarmed citizenry. Witness the many tragic illustrations of this deplorable state around the world. Look what has happened to every people who have allowed themselves to be disarmed. Very shortly thereafter, they became slaves. But I know something from my study of the world and its history. Those who fight for ideas and who are willing to die for those ideas have never been beaten in the history of the world, not once. Those who fight for a paycheck and a promise of a retirement are the easiest armies to defeat and always have been, regardless of the magnitude or the terror of their weapons. You see, you're going to die someday anyway. Why not die for something that's right and something that's good?
I have been talking to some doctors in Los Angeles who have been doing some research on this, and I find it to be absolutely fascinating that many of the gangs, the Latino and the black gangs in the major cities across America, their graffiti that they are spraying on buildings, their graffiti are actually Masonic emblems and Masonic seals and symbols. And I have seen a whole collection that these doctors have. These are medical doctors, but they are interested in this subject. And they have been collecting hundreds of pictures of graffiti and showing the research into the ancient secret societies. And there's no way that these black and Latino gangs could know these symbols. There's definitely a connection between the gangs and some sort of a higher orchestrated mind behind the warfare going on between gangs. I don't think those gangs are by chance. I think they have been nurtured and orchestrated and promoted and even financed. I mean, if you think about it, how those gangs have money to travel around, they can buy guns, they can roam around, they don't have to work. Where are they getting their money from?
Well, not only that, but their main occupation is the narcotics business,
of course,
and fomenting chaos, confusion, and fear.
Right.
And they haven't got the background of understanding, learning to put together the kind of logistics network that it would take to supply this kind of an enterprise.
Absolutely.
So someone with an awful lot of money, an awful lot of organization, and absolute ability to provide 100% protection is supplying these city gangs. It's not the mafia.
You can bet on it. You can bet
This
on
is a very sophisticated, a totally protected organization.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the San Francisco Chronicle had 2 full pages in one of their newspapers I still have, where they were talking about how this federal government was bringing in narcotics from Asia during the Vietnam War in the bodies of American servicemen that were being killed in Vietnam, and they were bringing in bags of pure heroin and pure narcotics from Asia in the bodies of American servicemen. And what were they doing with it? They were giving it directly to the mafia, because the mafia is doing little tricks for the government. It takes care of business for the government, so they have to be paid.
Well, let's clarify one thing here. It's not the government. It is these secret societies
who are operating behind our government.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Behind the veil of national security. And I might remind you that back in history, when Albert Pike and Giuseppe Mazzini were corresponding and were setting up the core foundation of the Illuminati within Freemasonry, both in their respective countries, and at that time, of course, Albert Pike was the Grand Commander of Freemasonry throughout the world, and Giuseppe Mazzini was his counterpart in Europe on a lower level. It was Giuseppe Mazzini who created and fostered and gave the charter to what is now known as the Mafia.
That's right. La Cosa Nostra was Mazzini.
That's
a
correct.
Masonic order. No doubt about it.
And this explains the close cooperation between
government and the mafia.
That is right.
Absolutely. And